What up everybody, Matt Field here, and today I want to talk about a battle between Odie and I that had a lot of meaning and really kind of started this whole Frenemies things off. It was 2015 Irwindale, and I don't remember if it was top 16, but I had qualified second this round, so I was feeling really good. But I ended up drawing Odie, and I knew that that was going to be a tough battle, for sure, especially with how he had been driving that year. He was doing really well, and I knew that our cars were similar, but definitely different at that time. A lot more different than they are now.
At this moment in time, I think we were both starting to recognize that we were being dealt very similar opportunities as pro drivers. We were also facing similar challenges as privateer teams, and we were climbing the ranks as pro drivers in a very similar timeline. So at this point though, I don't think we had really recognize how much we could help each other out. We were more so just doing our own thing outside of competitions.
So you can see on my lead runs, I had it dialed in. I was feeling really good. My car was just loose enough that I could stick it up on the high line, but tight enough that I had a decent amount of speed. Odie was able to follow me really well, but it is funny when you look back and you see how shaky everybody was back then. Like Odie had trouble staying on the bank behind me, but look, I'm just ripping. And again, this, back in the day, was a fairly tight tandem battle. It's funny to think that now because now us boys are running completely door to door. So it's definitely a different world that we live in now.
So this was the first battle, and honestly, we just both made mistakes in the follow. Matt did a good job leading, I did a solid job leading, but right here I initiate and I had to play some catch up. I'm offline on the bank until I get right back up there, and it goes pretty good from there. It's time for Matt to follow, and he's definitely lacking some distance there. Makes it up, but there was some separation at the beginning and a fumble there from him following. He had a really solid lead run, so he had the advantage there, but the follow, we both made mistakes. So it resulted in one more time, and I was hungry, and so was Matt. The reason this battle is so memorable to me is because we not only did we go one more time once, we actually went one more time twice, and each time you go one more time, you just drive harder and harder and harder. And Matt has always been a driver that I'm confident driving with. He's a straight up driver, and it's always fun to drive with guys like that because you can push so hard, and it's always fun pushing really hard.
When I go to follow Odie, the first, because there was multiple one more time. When I first go to follow Odie, I had a lot of trouble keeping tires on my car for 2 laps. So the first lap, the tires lasted, it was great. But on the second pass, I kind of ran out of tires. This was a little bit before I kind of realized that I needed to drive a certain way to keep tires underneath the car and even set up the car a certain way. It was just all I could to do the second run. And you can see right off the bat, I'm spinning my tires, and I already lost a lot of ground. I had nothing for Odie on the drag race on the second lap. He put a ton of distance between him and I. Now here's where it gets interesting on the one more time.
On the one more time battles, it just got crazy. We definitely stepped it up quite a bit and got better with each one more time battle. Proximity got better, the aggression level just kept on rising. Here's the cool part of me leading on the one more time battles. I transition, and I charge super hard right here into the inner bank. I know I'm gonna hit the wall there. I'm purposely going as fast as I can into it. There's Matt. I know that if Matt is gonna make up the distance, or if he's gonna push really hard and his car's got the speed to make up the distance, I'm already hitting the wall. He's gotta go a little bit faster than me to make up that distance. That means if he does that, he's definitely going into a wall, and it paid off. I mean, I maintained that distance, and here's me hitting the wall. Approaching the wall, I basically throttle down 100%, and you can see the car literally lift, like the back of the car lifted as I hit the wall from hitting it so freaking hard. But the front end did not really twitch, and that's because I just throttled down all the way. Nitrous was on. We were running an absurd amount of nitrous on this round. I actually had a nitrous like backfire / rev limiter pop when I hit the wall leading, and after I came back off the wall, I was just like, yes, the front of the car stayed together, didn't fumble offline, angle didn't fumble. There's always a lot of luck that is involved when you're running fast guys and guys that are just on it like Matt Field, and I definitely had luck on my side, and I was very fortunate to win that battle overall. Love the sport. It makes you hungry to get back into it and try even harder.
On the one more time, I definitely tightened my car up, and you could tell based off of my lead run going around the bank, I dropped down a little bit. I was trying to run. I was trying to get as much grip out of the car as possible, but also the other side of that is that if I gripped up the car, I had a stronger chance of tires lasting 2 laps, especially on the second lap. So I had kind of a weak bank run, and then Odie starts really catching up in the inner bank here and had a solid chase in the inner bank. It's so funny looking at the line now, how we would have to pinch a ton of angle off and dive down off the inner bank. It's just so different from the smooth flowing line now. So that just goes to show you how much the judges have evolved and how much they pay attention to what the smooth, proper line is going to be. So on my chase run, I leave early because I know that I have to be able to keep up with him. And that's just where I made a mistake. Immediately, tons of gap. Odie's low on the bank because his car's probably too hooked up. I'm low on the bank trying to keep up with him. But at that point, this is where it gets funny for Odie because he swears that he crashed on purpose. Now, I will say that he's definitely good enough to do that because he knew that coming into the inner bank, if I was going to push as hard as he was, that I was going to crash too. And coming into the inner bank, he hits the wall, I hit the wall, and my tires catch on fire. So that goes to show you how much wheel speed we were running and how little tire that we had left, because right towards the end of the tires, this was actually like the second or third time that my tires caught on fire that weekend. So we were pushing hard. I believe that it went one more time again, but the battle was kind of the same thing. I believe there was 2 one more times, and then Odie ended up winning right at the end. But that was one of my favorite battles. That was everything that I had, and that kind of showed me like, damn, this Odie guy, he's a real competitor. Like, I thought we had him. I thought we had a better car, but you know, maybe he had better strategy. His car was going to be able to last 2 laps, and on the second lap is really where he shined. So it's fortunate to have somebody like that, and it's fortunate to have these battles and learn from them and continue to progress. And now look at us. We're both teal and blue Falcon Tire drivers, well into our 10th season or whatever it is at this point, and continuing to build off of everything that we learned. And this battle might have been the thing that started it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Later.